Hello and welcome back. I'm Sarah Shaw from Museum Tales Limited and I'm a training consultant working with kids in museums. In my previous video I introduced how to create a great family-friendly welcome. In this video we'll look at how you can go a step beyond this by creating some cost-free family-friendly interactions. So why do we want to go a step beyond? Well, in our first video we discussed getting the basics right, saying hello and goodbye and how we can deal with difficult situations appropriately. Many staff and volunteers in my own organisation felt comfortable going beyond this, and for those that wanted to, I wanted to find a way to spark their playfulness and increase engagement with our families. So how did we make that happen? Well, once again, it was really important to me that the staff and volunteers themselves came up with these ideas and solutions. We looked at what we could do to go a step beyond with no budget, and we decided that sharing fun facts and verbal challenges with families could be a really great way for the team to interact with our family guests. The hope was that this would reinforce that we have playful venues, welcoming staff, and really enjoy having families on site. It was also a really great way for staff and volunteers to share their passion for history and be fun and engage in an age-appropriate way with our visitors. So the first thing we did was come up with a few different ways to go a step beyond. One of these was fun facts. So when welcoming visitors on site, we'd point out great things for the children to spot, like fun mason's marks or gargoyles around an abbey, for example. And we also came up with trivia such as, if you climb to the top of the keep, that's as high as 5 double-decker buses stood on top of each other. Just some little fun facts to get a conversation going. If the staff were feeling confident, they could then set some challenges too. For example, asking children to count the number of steps to the top of the tower or setting up mini tasks. So, for example, on Hadrian's Wall, our staff bought a whistle and they'd ask the children when they arrived to listen out for it. Later on, they'd give a quick whistle blow and that would signal all the children to run to the staff member. They'd then set a fun, very small, time-sensitive task to do, like getting them to form a quick march to show off their soldiering skills and sending them back to be in charge of the rest of their family group. It was a really short interaction, they were in control of it, and it fitted around their other duties. So what could you do? I guess in a similar vein, have a think about what your staff and volunteers could do in terms of coming up with a list of prompts for families when they're visiting your site. So it might be things like great collection items to spot, fun or quirky aspects of your building, fun facts about who lived there. Animals, children, ghostly or gruesome topics are always a hit. And another thing you might want to do is perhaps hide some things around the site for them to spot. So if you've got a mascot, you might want to hide a couple around the site for people to go and find. You could also use this solution to deal with difficult situations. So we touched on this a little bit in the last video. For example, can your team do some queue busting? It's really stressful for families having to queue up for a long time and it can lead children to act out. So what could you do to make this easier? Well, perhaps as people are queuing, you could approach and do a standing on one leg for the longest competition, or play rock, paper, scissors, or just talk to them and ask what they're looking forward to seeing. It'll make the experience a lot nicer for you and also for them. We also use this to diffuse some difficult situations at English Heritage. So, for example, if children were climbing on fragile walls, we could try and distract them with a suggestion of alternatives such as hide and seek, or point them in a direction of something we felt a little bit safer to climb on. We always did this with a smile. Feeling like you're being told off can really be a make or break moment for a family, so always try and be polite. In this case, we'd say something like, I can see you having a really fun time climbing, but I'm a bit worried you might hurt yourself or the monument as it's really fragile. Why don't you try that tree over there instead? In terms of keeping the momentum, we talked about having a handbook. You've got that, you've spoken to your staff and volunteers and families, and you've got some playful challenges. So what else can you do to keep the momentum going around creating family-friendly welcoming spaces? Well, at English Heritage, play became part of our weekly staff meetings. So we'd ask the team, as part of their Monday meeting, to come up with new facts and challenges, or reflect on anything that had worked or any issues that had arisen in the previous week. We also asked for people to nominate a family champion at each site. They'd encourage the team to hold the weekly meeting, report back on any observations during the week, and generally just be a really great champion for families on site. Aside from this, I just recommend keep talking to your staff. Do they need more support? Is it getting a bit much? Do they want some additional training? And your family champion, for example, might want to spearhead things, such as leading on a Kids in Museums takeover day. Kids in Museums also has some great resources that you can use and give you lots of advice on this, from takeover days to ideas for online engagement with families. I also found it really helpful to have things like Blackboard A-frames on site, where we could put play prompts on there or things to spot, invitations to take part in challenges like bird spotting. It was all really good stuff to have on hand when you had a busy day and you maybe couldn't spend as much time with people. Finally, I just keep it as light-hearted and manageable as possible. These should be really quick interactions. No one is expecting your staff or volunteers to turn into a learning officer and deliver a full-blown workshop. So for more hints and tips, please view our other video and visit the website for other support and resource material. I hope this has been helpful and good luck on your family-friendly journey.